Being sincere, at Aburi, yes, we agreed on area commands for the armed forces. At Aburi, we agreed.
A lot of people have given Ezekiel hate for saying that Allah is a bloodsucker. But what I want to ask is, what does the Quran and the Hadith teach? I will not say Allah is a bloodsucker, but I will preach and tell you what the Quran says. Surah 9:29. It says, fight those who disbelieve in Allah. In the Hadith, it says that the greatest form of jihad is religious fighting. So when Fulani come into the village and they chant Allahu Akbar, and they kill your families, it should not be a surprise. When Muslims are commanded to fight those who disbelieve, it's no surprise they seek you. Was this boy a Muslim? Was this boy a Muslim? Have any of the people here been Muslims that have been killed? So why is it that they're only killing Christians? Are they clashing with you? Is this just a clash between farmers and herders? Where are your AK-47s? Are you clashing with the Fulani? You're being innocently slaughtered. And the ones who are in charge of protecting your life are not doing it. Even Christian leaders, they will say that, oh, I can't talk about the government because it's political. Since when is death and life a political issue? Since when is saying that you have the right to live a political and governmental issue? If you don't have the right to breathe, what right do you have? What good is a road? What good is a borehole when you can't even live?
They are trying to talk about. These people, they just they celebrate their thing. No man on a good day they celebrate. Nothing, they celebrate Palm Sunday. Yesterday, around 7:30 to 8, oh boy, these people come with white motor, they bring them come down. I see back then, angels back these people, 7 of them they come down. I swear to God, so they start to shoot people for Abuan. As I talk to you, see people gather, see governor there. Confirm, real, no be choice. As I talk to you, any story we hear apart from this story that they tell you, I swear to God, on a lie. You understand? These people come and they shoot everybody. They kill even 2 Muslims. Confirm, and they tell you they kill 2 Muslims. They kill 28 Christians and 2 Muslims. That is 30 people. And then they ground like this as I talk to you. Life and direct, nothing that will be there. Now government not put coffee for just not. How it will concern us now? Now, from like that, now we're not going to celebrate our own Easter, sake of some kind of group of bandits, thieves, and nonsense people who don't start our country. May Almighty God judge them. Those people who they kill, their blood will get their head. Nothing say you go kill them go in vain. I don't want to know the religion where you be. I don't want to know. But no religion will preach this type of thing. See, governor, everybody they there. These things are very bad things. They want to destroy plateau, home of peace and tourism. But not lie. We will still maintain our peace. One love. Big up.
Okay, good day. As I'm speaking with you right now, over 40 persons have been confirmed died in Jos. And this has caused shockwave around the world, around Nigeria. Everybody's talking about this. As I'm talking to you now, Gowon is in panic. He's in tears. He's saying that he regrets, not moving forward with the Aburi Accord and fighting the Biafra war. He said, had he been, he would have, signed and moved forward with the Aburi Accord. He's regretting because of what everybody's talking about, the complete massacre. Trump, Israel are not happy as regards this. What is your take as regards Gowon? Shedding tears, saying that he has made a very big mistake as regards the Aburi Accord, agreement.
A very big mistake indeed. The people of Middle Belt have been massacred in a local government in Jos Plateau, according to that report. As you can see, Alex Babi, has been shouting all over the country, calling attention of the international community, sending a very strong warning, a signal to the president of Nigeria and all the leaders of the North. Surprisingly, a lot of people were very surprised at the statement reportedly credited to Yakubu Gowon that it was clearly a mistake, that Ojukwu was actually right. And people are asking, why this consciousness now? Why are you now speaking up? We'll discover that that attack was actually carried out in his local government, former military head of state of Nigeria, Yakubu Gowon, and of course, who led to the Nigeria Biafra war as at that time. Regretting, as being reported, that it has even gone as far as beating the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, trying to get the United States government attention and the world leaders' attention, that he's no longer interested in anything that has to do with unity of Nigeria, and that the possibility, if possible, that they should seek for a safe zone for Christians in Nigeria. And what is he talking about now? Is recognizing that the mistake of 1976 was a deadly one, and that he regretted ever not seeing what Ojukwu actually saw at that time, and be able to save his people. The statistics have it now that Nigeria is ranking. I think Nigeria moved from the 7th position to the 4th position, going to the 2nd position now, as the worst, insecure nation in the world now currently. It didn't come as a surprise. That was on a Palm Sunday when they invaded that just community and ran down and disalive, more than over 50, that has attracted reaction, from U.S. Congress. Rally More also attracted reaction from the British government. The only people that seem to be very silent on this is the British, government, because they are still questioning how they are going to react to the Hausa uprising in the north against the Fulanis, since it was believed that Lord Lugard actually handed Nigeria over to the Fulanis, and that is why the British government are actually finding it very difficult, to call the Sultan of Sokoto, to call the Fulani, politicians in the north, to order at this point. But I can tell you clearly now that was a very clear signal by a lot of people say he's a missionary, even though the northern youths are already calling for his, arrest, as you can see in the video that played out, before this commentary, that immediately I think he should be arrested, for commentary on the president and of commentary on the ongoing genocide in Nigeria. He told Bola Tinubu, would you now come out and deny again there's no genocide in Nigeria? Unfortunately, the massacre has gone viral all over the world, and I'm reporting to you now that is the position of Yakubu Gowon currently now. Mistakenly, according to him, it was a deadly mistake to have fought on the side of, and is calling the world attention now to look at the issue of Biafra and consider it a safe zone, for Biafrans. It's quite unfortunate. My heart goes to thousands of people that has been disalived in that part of Nigeria. And of course, the people are not relenting. From the information gathered, there was a clear notice that they are coming. But Nigerian government could not be able to do anything in that regard, since the Nigerian military has come to accept that terrorists now are our friends, and we should look at them from the angle, from the biblical angle, that they are prodigal sons and daughters, and that they should be forgiven, just like what we saw in the Bible. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not actually forgiven in whichever ramification they deem it fit, and that has beginning to put a very deep question on the continuing unity of Nigeria. But what surprises many is that the Alex Babi, which a lot of people consider to be a U.S. Army, maybe he resigned and tried to toe the line of the missionary, was very vocal, and the Northerners are calling for his immediate arrest for attacking, questioning the rationale behind the ongoing killing unchecked by the federal government of Nigeria under Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration.
Do you not think if the government, because we've seen what this guy is doing, is trying to improve and better the life of the northern, youth, but if the federal government choose to, call for the arrest of this guy, do you think the U.S. government will accept?
I better, yes, as the narrative is already pushing, I can tell you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is pro-North, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is pro-Sharia, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is pro-Islam, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political party has already been tagged as a terrorist organization by a Canadian government. You can go and confirm, and right from, if you have been watching subsequent videos I have been making on this platform, you will notice at every point in time, I try to tell you that, the uncertainty that is hovering over Nigerians, unity was as a result of the role the British government are playing up to this moment. I don't want to give you details of what transpired in the recent visit where Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited King Charles, and what actually played out, how Abata factor actually came into that deal, and everything was factored in, and the reason why King Charles is trying to run to go and beg Donald Trump over certain things. But as it is now, the US envoy, let me just mention his name, Dr. Sam Brown-Black, made it very clearly, and today the U.S. government has concluded, as I'm talking to you now, the U.S. government has concluded, so that since they have rejected to do away with anything that has to do with Sokoto Caliphate, since they have decided not to do away with Sharia, that the conclusion is that Nigeria would definitely go their separate ways, and the only option, the only nation, the only thing that's on the table of the Oval Office now is the recognition of Biafra, and they are giving cautions and conditions on it that it is a safe zone. Mark my word, it is a safe zone, for Christians, in Nigeria, to avoid being, captured on the ongoing jihad that is going on all over the country. Let me just tell you, for a lot of people who do not understand what jihad is, maybe a lot of people understand what jihad is. Jihad is conquest, conquest, that is what it is. And the heat in the Middle Belt has triggered a mass exodus of these extremist tendencies down to where they believe that they want to make it their own indigenous, land, and that is Nigeria. With the federal government, you can see for some time now, we have been seeing these things happening over and over again, but there's no official statement coming from the federal government. That is quite suspicious. That is quite unfortunate. Even at this moment, we have not seen condemnation coming from the presidency. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually acting a script? Is the southern part of the country in danger? Has Christians in Nigeria have been mortgaged, has been sold to the identity they do not know how it came about? There's a lot of things that have been playing on the ground, but what happened on a Palm Sunday was a clearer review and a clearer reference that at the end of this unfortunate entity, it will be decided very soon. If you look at that statement credited to Alex Babi, he told Bola Ahmed Tinubu that very soon you will face the consequences of that grave silence over what is happening in Nigeria, and that is a deep one, and that is why the northern youths, the northerners, Fulanis, are calling for his immediate arrest.
But we've seen the worldly dance like, Netanyahu, Donald Trump come out to condemn the crime of Christians in Nigeria. And we've not seen the president, just like you said, the president have not come out, just like Lord Alex has been saying, he has not come out to even, most importantly, I think the last time he visited was, the state visit was Benue last year. He has not really come out to address or try to curb the insecurity. And don't forget what the US told, Nurubadu, that they were given a specific time to disarm these Fulani bandits. Do you not think the world leaders might be forced to finally split Biafra and Nigeria? Because I think this is the solution.
Of course, that is what we are already heading, because the conditions they gave, they said a continuation of violent attack might lead to disintegration. That is the US verdict. A lot of people were surprised today that Raleigh Moore, who was actually in charge of the mission in Nigeria, has made a statement over what took place in Plateau, and that is the largest largest massacre ever in the history of that state, or maybe possibly, we are seeing another one, or I think we have seen something like that in the past. But the question is now, Ralimo seems to be moving or shifting from the real narrative now, because a few days ago we saw the same Ralimo that have an extreme stand against the Nigerian government, toning down his statement saying that Nigeria should go for state police, Nigeria should up security tendencies network and other, when the CDS, the Chief of Army Staff, is saying that we should embrace them and bring them in closer, even while we are being killed. So it tells you more about the position of the Nigerian government over the years of what is actually going on. Infiltration has happened in all ramifications among the security agencies. Everybody seems to be confused at this point in time. But let me just tell you, Ralimo should have to think twice at this point in time, because we have continued to make references on the conditions that the United States government are trying to give the Biafrans and the Christians in Nigeria, that we must accept to cohabit with these extremist tendencies and killings that is happening in Nigeria almost every day. What that actually means is that on every day, one Nigeria must die as a result of Fulani attacks. So that is the nature of it. For a few days now, you can see what is actually going on everywhere in Nigeria. Every region in Nigeria has come under attack. And the fortunate thing is that they alerted the government or the system or the people, they are coming. And unfortunately, that they were not able to prevent that unfortunate massacre that took place, and have ignited again the reactions of those who call themselves One Nigeria Agenda to begin to question themselves. People like Yakubu Gowon, people like Atiku Abubakar, people like Babangida, people like Abu Salami, Abubakar. These are people who have the same orientation and agenda. Muhammad Buhari left a legacy for them. All of them are following. Remember, Bola Ahmed Tinubu also said that I will continue from where the late Buhari actually started, who everybody sees as the life patron of Fulanis all over the world.
Okay, but a lot of Northern youth are angry, they're upset. They said, why is the Sultan of Sokoto not coming out to address the consistent and persistent killings of innocent youth, Christian, Muslim, around the northern part of Nigeria? And the Middle Belt, don't forget the Middle Belt. They say, why is he not coming out as the supreme leader in the northern part of Nigeria? Do you think he also has an agenda, or is part of this jihadist movement?
And that is what a lot of Hausa youths are saying at this point in time. The political elite class, the government of Nigeria, are being run by the Fulanis, and you can see the danger where we find ourselves in. Even while the killing was taking place in the northern part of the country, in the Middle Belt, and on other parts of southeast, and of course Biafra land, the presidency, we are busy continuing with his APC party conventions in Abuja. They were busy celebrating and gathering themselves, including the Aburi, the chief of defense, Minister of Defense, who was also present at the Ego Square to celebrate and drink and enjoy themselves as Nigeria unfortunate politicians, who came themselves and assembled a party that the Canadian government has tagged a terrorist, a party, a terrorist organization. You know what it means for a political party to become the hub of terrorists, and they are running a government like like we see in the most populous black nation in Africa. There's nothing populous and black about Nigeria anymore. The only solution is what we are putting forward to the international community, to the AU, to the EU, to the world leaders, world powers, America and Israel and other UN agencies, to take note of this thing and allow the right thing to be done. And this is the reason why 1967 actually happened. Thank God that Yakubu Gowon is just realizing that Ojukwu outsmarted him and foresee what was playing out and what was going to be in the future. Outside the resistance of the Biafrans in 1967, imagine by now, possibly Biafrans would have been under Islamic and jihadist rule.
Okay, but lastly, the Sultan have always preached for unity of Nigeria. The other week, the other time, he was saying only unity can give us victory against these jihadists and against this fight against insecurity. A lot of people have said, do you think that the Sokoto Caliphate is bigger than that of the presidency?
That's what I'm telling you now. You can see almost top celebrities are already in Plateau. You can see very dark man. You can see so many of them there, and are trying to attract a global attention to what is happening, and also remind the Radimon that is actually a disappointment to Nigeria, and want to give their credit to Mike Arnold, to Ted Cruz, and Dr. Sam Black Brown, who have met with the President of the United States of America and has presented their position that the attacks has continued and it is time to break Nigeria. The resistance, why the Sultan of Sokoto is saying that the U.S. military should actually leave Nigeria now. Why are you putting pressure that U.S. military should leave Nigeria? That tells you what is actually going on. They do not want to lose the resources that are making them who they are today in Biafran land, and that is the crude oil. And that is the only reason why he is insisting that U.S. military presence in Nigeria should not be welcome. Directly or indirectly, there has been a very closed-door meeting between the president and the Sultan of Sokoto, even before he left to UK, where some of these things were actually being presented, and whatever they have agreed remains a question a lot of Nigerians will begin to answer themselves as when the time actually comes. But I can tell you, that if he is actually pushing that the U.S. military presence in Nigeria should be rejected, then, and of course, that means they are still targeting the conquest to take over the resources of Biafra.